Hello, everybody. It's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you, Dr. Katrina, for your continued membership, and for all of my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And for my returning subscribers, welcome and thank you for returning. Tonight, we will be watching 2020, our Crochet and Crime night. Ooh, I need to change that. It has Dateline. Let me change that. Hello, Patty, if you're there. Thank you for joining me. And I watched the commercial, and this is quote unquote a repeat, but it gives you the final outcome. As far as I'm concerned, it's a repeat. Oh, let me change the banner. Where's the banner? Banners. Yep. There it is. Back to comments. So I will be working on making flowers. I don't think I'm going to get through that many. Well, I can do the base of them. Hello to the lurkers. I hope you get a thumbs up. I am working on some flowers while I wait for 2020 to start. They have a case going on now where a husband tried to kill his wife, but she survived. So I'm sure that will be a 2020 or 48 hours or a Dateline coming soon to a television near you or streaming. It's a craziest story. Just the little snippets that I heard, it's like, why would you try to do that when there's so many people around? And then, of course, he says she started it. but you tried to finish it. That's the crazy stuff. Ooh, crazy, crazy stuff. And I've been watching some old 48 hours shows. It's like brand new to me because some of them I do not remember at all. They're from years ago, but I don't remember them. So they're like brand new to me. The last one was really crazy. The husband apparently stabbed the wife and said, "Oh, we're just going to lay here till you die." And she finally talked her way out of it and got help. And of course, his daughter is like, "Oh, no, he would never do anything like that." Never say never because you don't know what's going on in a person's mind. And they were near getting a divorce. I don't know if the papers had already been drawn up, but it was quite a volatile relationship to say the least. And boiled down to money. And that saying, money is the root of all evil, seems to be a true statement. Tell you, money makes people do some crazy things that a lot of people wouldn't think they would do. Hey, Renee, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. What are you up to? I've been and working some more. I am. I wanted to go to the Miami Open Sunday. I was going to go tomorrow, but I have all of these plants that I need my lawn man to plant, and I want to make sure he puts them in the right places. So I won't be going tomorrow. And our weather has been so crazy. We had a cold day this week, which was like, where'd that all come from? And we had finally had some rain. It wasn't a lot. So I got to see who's playing Sunday. Venus is already out, so there's a girl. I don't know if she's even in the tournament. I need to go and look and see who's even playing. A lot of the players I don't know anyway, because I don't get to see a lot of tennis. I follow it on YouTube and I get like snippets of games, but there's so many tennis players, and usually, like now that Venus and Serena are not the big names anymore, I don't even remember who won last year's Miami Open. But that's not. I went to the first time I went. I actually went the day that the men played. So I went to see the championship game. I can't even tell you who played. It was, I don't know how many years ago that was. A lot of years ago. Because Miami Open used to be out on Miami Beach, and so I never ever went to it because it's horrendous trying to get down to South Beach. And I was like, I am not even going to try it. So when they moved it to the stadium where the Dolphins play, I was like, oh, that's better. But still trying to park. Like when I went before I just parked at the stadium and paid my little, I think it was $30 or $40 for parking, which I think is ridiculous. And the last time that my friend and I went, we paid for parking, and we drove around till we finally were able to park. And then you have to wait for the shuttle to pick you up. And when it's all said and done, you have to wait for the shuttle to take you back. Ew. So I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood for all of that by Sunday, but we shall see. Because if there's somebody that I want to see, I would like to go, but you never know. People lose, and they don't really talk about the Miami Open on the news unless I guess it's somebody really big that's playing and winning. Because now it's March Madness. That's all you hear about is a March Madness. Now that's okay because I don't watch March Madness. It just interferes with my soap opera time. And I don't even know if Coco is there now that I think about it. She was there last year. And I want to say her and Naomi were there last year. Could have been the year before. Anywho. And who knows? I don't even know what the ticket prices are going for this year. And the gas prices are, if they're not at $4, they're real close to $4 a gallon. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Okay, I got to do 8, 6. Glad I caught it. I am tired. I bought an off-brand Keurig. I had one years and years ago, and it lasted for about a year, and then after that it stopped working, so I never bought another one. And then I tried to wean myself off of coffee. Now it's like, let me, because I still have my coffee beans I had. So I bought a little inexpensive Keurig like one, because I could still ground the coffee and put it in one of the little K-cup things. And then when I used it, it really, because once you put cold creamer in it, it cooled the coffee off. Like now, this is colder than it was, but at least it's getting colder. That as soon as you put it wasn't, and it said it was. It, I can't remember what they said it was going to heat to, but once I put the creamer in there, it was like, ooh, let me drink it fast because it's getting cold real fast. So I said, oh, well, let me go a Keurig. I know for sure that'll be hotter. So now I got to pack the other one. I'm going to send it back to Mr. Amazon. Because I have the Keurig and it's hotter. Oh, everybody's left me. Guess everybody, well, the two will come back when the show starts. Oh, my elbow's gonna be wore out. Yeah. This must be delayed. Yeah, my phone is delayed. I was listening to something on YouTube. Oh, yes, Patty, it's almost time. Hey, Shatika, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining us. Are you going to be watching with us? You just dropping your thumbs up. I'm working on crocheting a flower. A flower. Hopefully, I'll get a few of them done while this is going on. If I finish one, I'll be happy. This one is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. I finished two. You are a fast crocheter. I bought all of that extra bulky yarn, and I think I made a foundation chain. I don't even know if I've made double crochets all the way across. That was weeks ago, but I've been busy because I had to do my continuing education classes to renew my license. Now they require you to do fingerprinting, and I did the fingerprinting today, and I didn't get some number I'm supposed to have, so I'm going to have to go back over tomorrow to see if they can retrieve it or if I'm just screwed. And it was like almost $95 for fingerprints, where before I used to get them for free. And that is the new policy. It's just crazy, the stuff you have to do to renew your license. Hello to the lurkers. Thank you for joining me. I hope you a thumbs up. We'll be watching in a few 2020. Watch another crazy show. My fingerprints were free. What is your profession? I'm a nurse. Hey, Gloria, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining. Hi, Gigi in the chat. Are you going to be watching 2020 with us? That's my alarm clock. Now, Florida just started this last July that you had to get fingerprinted. And all of the professions, I guess, that weren't being fingerprinted before are now being fingerprinted. All right, let's go to mute. Okay, this lady, I don't think she was crying at all. I think she was pretending. The sister, the sister had the reaction that I would have had if he was my husband. The wife had a reaction like he's a friend. She put on a show, but none of that. Them talking to me about what they were going to be doing. I wouldn't be standing there listening. I would probably be in some corner, screaming and hollering and crying to find your husband deceased. I don't know. Even though we know she's on trial for it, but to see it, she's not surprised. I kept wanting to see if they would show her up close to see if there was any real tears, because the sister definitely, that's her brother. She definitely reacted the way I would expect the wife to react. But as they say, everybody reacts differently. Even her call to the, nah, I don't know. I don't know. They go from, oh, we were just celebrating, and then saying, oh, he looked pale. And then the mom said the same thing. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to remember how she was. I don't know if this is the eye drop lady or some other way. I can't remember. All of that drama sounded phony. Yeah, it sounded phony to me too. I'm like, no way. She's too calm about it. And as she didn't want the boys to come out, and mm-mm. Oh, so did they only have 10 people that came out? I've been watching American Idol. I can't keep up with it. Oh, was it poison? Oh, I gotta really. All right, going to mute. The girls are fighting. Hey, Diane, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the thumbs up. Do you see Caleb Flynn has 11? Is that 11? Jeez, my eyes are all blurred. Woo! My goodness. 11 charges. Ooh, that's a lot of charges. What the hell can he get 11 charges? Good gracious. No, if he get convicted, he definitely going for life. Life, 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 life. Yeah, this chickadee wanted the money and not the man. So how I cannot wait for them to get back to how is the house not hers if they bought it together. I don't know. Something fishy going on in the neighborhood. I've never heard of Ready or Not, but I don't do crazy stuff like this. Mm-mm-mm. 11 charges. That is crazy. I don't know who that dude is. Oh, yeah. So they did. They did half of them. I think that's long enough. It amazes me how these people's lives change out of anger and greed for money. My freedom is much more important than all of that. All of it. I like being able to come and go as I please and not at the whim of the warden. And this is the hardest part about this going to mute. Bet you the sister sent that message. Oh, I tell you, the ugliness comes out of people in times of grief. I get the feeling they never really got along for all of that anger to come out of nowhere. So the brother must have been confiding in the sister of the goings on in the family. And he obviously didn't trust wifey poo. So something was going on. That's usually the only time siblings learn is when the spouse does not want to give to the other spouse. That's one down. Now I have to I'm putting these big safety pins on the backs. Just try not to get poked. Use the other one. Thanks, Renee. Ooh, another betrayal. I think I've seen these. Ooh, March. Oh, this got to be a new one. You haven't watched that series. That series is crazy. And this show Scrubs that they brought back, I have never even watched it before. I said, well, I'm not going to watch it now. Going to mute. So she got a whole lot of something going on. I want to know, how do you take a loan out on a home that doesn't have your name on it? That's interesting. Especially $250,000, you would think. I don't know. Maybe her name was on the deed. She just, but if her name's on the deed, then it's her house. I don't know. That sounds a little suspect that she got away with that. And what bank gave her that? That's interesting. Oh, I don't know if that's right. I don't want it to pull apart. Okay, one down. Oh, it happened to your sister? Ooh. Well, I know, well, it can be done because people down here in South Florida sell people's homes. They get mortgages on people's homes that they have no rights to. So I know when I got my house refinanced, I had to jump through hoops for that. So that's why I'm always curious how other people seem to be able to do stuff like that with no problem. She's a mess doing stuff. I don't know. I guess she wanted that money for her business to keep those pretenses up. Where's the that's so did it take your sister a while to get it all straightened out? I'm sure it did. That's crazy. My sister thought her name was on the deed, and her husband at the time had only his name on the deed. Oh, going to mute. This woman is a mess. Now I know it kind of feels like the husband was what's the word? Suspicious of her. Something had to be going. I mean, he must have felt she must have said something to the waitress and said put alcohol in it, maybe. And she knew he was on the medication. And the sandwich, if it's in her possession, you never know. Something fishy was going on in that relationship for him to be that suspicious of her and to tell friends and family that you almost lost me. She's a mess. Yeah, I would have ran far, far away. If I had that many suspicions going on, no way I'm going to be sticking around to see what the final outcome is. And as we see, what the final outcome was. And she must, now, if she gave him an overdose of fentanyl and she didn't think that they were going to investigate his, that must be what she thought. They weren't going to investigate it, but anybody knows any abnormal uh, death is investigated unless somehow the families. But I don't even know if you could block it. I wonder if it can be blocked. But I know if it's abnormal, it's always investigated because 39-year-olds just don't kill over. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your Friday night with me. No, thank you for sharing your Friday night with me. Oh, I get so much accomplished. Some Fridays I do, some Fridays. Like this granny square that I have yet set aside yet again. Is that the same color blue? Look like they're the same color blue. I don't know. I have yet to finish. Oh, the granny square slippers that I started a long time ago. So I keep putting it aside. One granny is finished. I have to just finish the second one and sew it together. Because I did do a pair, but because I didn't do the grannies, I did one granny and then I did a second granny, and then they weren't right. So I said I'm going to do both granny squares to make sure they're same exact size. That's like I did my little. They were supposed to be Pisces, but they're not twins anymore. They're fraternals. Going to mute. Ooh, I'll keep doing that. This gets crazy. She paid $2,900 to get her hair done. That is wild. That's some expensive hair. I thought only the rich and richer paid that kind of money to get their hair done. That is a lot of money for hair. That is like me. That's enough money for me to never have to pay to get my hair done for the rest of my life. Money. That is an accidental dose. A man that doesn't even take drugs. So where's the accident? Interesting. Tell you, money makes people do crazy things. Let me pull this. If this comes apart, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, it's okay. I'm still just $2,900. I wonder if that was when when her and her husband were doing well. That's a lot of money to get your hair done. Maybe because I'm just cheap. I don't need to do that. I know, that's what I'm saying. And he's athletic and stuff. Everybody knows when your personality, because drugs change you. You become either an extremely happy person or extremely angry person or anxious. I mean, something you change. You just, if he's always done drugs, then no big deal. But an athletic man that has never done drugs, that's been out there playing softball, baseball, whatever, with his child, with his boys and stuff, and he has a business that hasn't gone under. He's keeping that going. She is the accidental overdoser. Does anybody watch Virgin River on Netflix? It's such a mushy show. Sappy, soppy stuff. One of those feel good shows like House on the Prairie, that kind of stuff. Like everything's great. All right, mute the right one first. She is a mess. Now, I don't think that those searches would be searches I would be doing if my husband was dead, especially the lethal dose of fentanyl. Like, who cares? That's what he died from. You could have asked the coroner that question, but that attorney, that defense attorney, looks very familiar to me. Maybe because a lot of Utah people get in trouble. Um, but she looks familiar to me, and I don't know where I know her from. I'm sure I know her from some case that has happened. But those luxury prisons for the rich, that's crazy. That is crazy. I can tell her where that is. It's I want to say it's in it's called Butner's but something like Butner. I think it's Butner. I think it's in South Carolina. Um, because that's where I think that's where it is. I think that's where oh, what's her name? Oh, I can't think of her name. The lady that does all of the cooking and the renovations and the gardening. Oh, why can't I think of her name? But I think that's where she went, and that's where this Ponzi scheme dude went to. Um, Mer- uh, uh, I watch the documentary all the time on television. Oh, she went to West Virginia. What's it called? Butner or someplace like that. What is the man that ran the Ponzi scheme? Because he died in prison. Let me see. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Complete blank in the brain. And I watch his the documentary about him on Netflix probably every other week until they take it off. I'll be watching it. It's like mindless noise in the background. I watch it and I still don't remember half of the stuff that I. And there's like one lady that's in there and they talk to her all the time, and I always miss who is she because the way she talks is like she knows Madoff. That's his name, Bernie Madoff. But she talks as if she knows him personally. But then I think she was an investigator. I don't know who it is. And that whole thing was a mess. Yeah, Butner. It's in North Carolina. That's where he went to. No tears on her face. And I was just reading that Sky had withdrawn from the case back in 2024 because it was a clear violation of Corey's Sixth Amendment rights. And when combined with the phone calls, provides evidence that the prosecution should be removed from the case. So I want to know why they want the prosecution removed. Hey, and I don't know why they are still talking to her. She's the ex-counselor.
You switched out for a Keurig?
Yeah. It didn't get warm enough.
Ooh.
Hot enough. Once you put the cold coffee creamer in there, then you have 2 minutes to drink it while it still has some warmth to it.
Oh, jeez. Oscar came to my rescue again.
Good. This is Michelle Miller and Dana. I don't even know who they are. Oh, those two people. CBS is going down the tubes. And in Ms. Now, Stephanie Rule is no longer on her nighttime show. Now she's going to the mornings. So whose place is she taking in the mornings? I tell you, I don't get these. Oh, 2 hours to focus on business? What illness? She has an illness too? And now Allie is going to take that? So who's going to take Allie's showing it? So much movement. Reducing morning Joe to 3 hours. It should reduce it to an hour, all that yelling he does. I didn't even know he was on for 4 hours. Huh? He's such an annoying soul. Who's Michelle Miller? Okay, who's Michelle Miller? I have to see faces. Oh, that didn't even look like the lady I know. Okay, going to mute. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Man, I guess CBS is getting rid of all of their black news people. Lady's been there 28 years and now she is unemployed. So I say these jobs are not ours. Well, Gail, I hope you survive this. Gail King and her counterpart. I don't recall if they said who had the kids. No, they didn't say. They just said she had lost custody, but they didn't say who had the children because that's what I was thinking too. Maybe his family has the children because there's no reason to put them in foster care when they got two families there for them. But I don't. I just remember them saying that she had lost custody of the children. I always feel bad when there's children involved in this kind of craziness. I saw one of the sweetest stories. This little boy was dropped off at the hospital, and I want to say he had to have surgery or whatever, and nobody came to get him. So the doctor took him in, and I think they said the husband, they already had 4 children or 6 children or whatever, but they adopted the little boy, but he had 5 siblings. So they ended up getting other people to adopt all of his siblings, and then they adopted one of his sisters. So, but because they're all in the same area, the kids will at least get to see each other and grow up together, uh, which was really, really sweet. See, these kids were in a horrible situation. But at least that doctor had a big heart. That's a lot to take. He was the cutest little boy. Cutest little boy. He had no idea. No, you know, I think he must have been like 5 years old when it initially happened. I can't imagine just dropping my baby off at the hospital and never going back for him. That's crazy. How long were they out? A minute? That's crazy. I think she even looked a little surprised that they didn't even call a witness. That's scary. Mm-mm. I tell you, the news stations are changing for the worse. I didn't even know Steve Wilkos still had a show. 19 years? Oh my goodness. I didn't know his show was on that long. They couldn't let him do the rounded 20 years? Ooh, Access Hollywood? Oh, wow. And this Karamo, I've never even watched that. I've watched snippets of that. So what are they replacing these shows with? Mm-mm-mm. Oops, going to mute. No win for the kids. The father is gone and the mother locked up. Yep, exactly. They're the only ones I really adults make decisions and the children are caught in the middle. And it is a terrible, terrible thing that the children have to grow up without their parents in that kind of a way. But she's, even if she wasn't convicted on that, she would have been convicted. Not definitely, I'm sure she'll be convicted of all the fraud charges and money laundering too. On top of that, she's just a loose cannon. She just wanted. Mm, she took the wrong route. Just took the wrong route. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me on another crochet and crime night. Yep. This lady, such a young person. I really felt bad for the boyfriend because he really took it hard. and the her best friend. It's like everybody is crying, and I don't know how she could keep a straight face when the sister is on the stand choking up and crying, and she's not dropping a tear. No emotion, flat. Ugh. Anyway, and those people who lost their money will never get it back. I know they're out of a home and out of money. And she was living a good life off of it. You too, Patty. Yep. Yep. She definitely prayers for the family. And at least the boys are with the aunt that they knew. And I'm sure she's going to do a great job keeping their father alive in their memories because they're young. Anyway. Well, everybody have a good rest of your night. I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully there's something all new. And until then, everybody stay safe. Keep crocheting. Bye-bye.